Have you ever looked around at the world and thought, Lord, how do I raise my children to follow you in the midst of all of this? That question is what led us to homeschooling and what keeps us rooted in it year after year. Not because it's easy, not because we have it all figured out, but because we believe that the most important education our children will ever receive is learning to know, love, and serve God. If you've ever felt that same tug on your heart, like God is calling you to something deeper than worksheets and schedules, this video is for you. Hello and welcome to my channel, This Mama's Faith. It is my prayer today that after you watch this video, you leave feeling inspired by God's Word and motivated to serve others. My name is Tabitha Kelly. I'm a wife of 11 years, a homeschool mama to 6, a lover of coffee and dresses, but most of all, a daughter of Christ. I hope you enjoy this video and consider subscribing. Today's video is really close to my heart because I want to talk to you about something that matters so deeply to me, and I know it matters to so many of you too, and that's raising our children in the faith. We live in a world where it's easy for our children to be discipled by screens, culture, or the school system, and that's why I believe so strongly in faith-first homeschooling. We're not just teaching reading and math, we're forming hearts, shaping souls, and helping our kids walk with Christ. Our homeschool is centered around this calling, to raise children who know God's Word, love His truth, and see the world through a biblical lens. Deuteronomy 6:6-7 says, "These words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children." That doesn't just mean adding a Bible lesson to the day. It means that faith becomes the foundation for everything we do. It's in the way we read books, how we treat each other, and even how we approach science or history. I know it can feel overwhelming. You might be wondering, am I doing enough? What if I don't have all the answers? But friend, God didn't call us to be perfect. He called us to be faithful, and He promises to equip us. Isaiah 40:11 says, "He gently leads those that have young." You're not doing this alone. The Holy Spirit is with you every step of the way. Educating our children in the faith doesn't require a seminary degree. It happens in the everyday. When we read the Bible at breakfast, when we stop to pray before a meltdown, when we talk about God's design in nature or His providence in history. Homeschooling, or even just teaching your kids in the down moments of the day, gives us the gift of time. Homeschooling gives us the gift of time to disciple slowly, intentionally, and joyfully, and that's something I will never take for granted. As Christian homeschool moms, we're not just choosing books and lesson plans, we're shaping hearts, training character, and pointing our kids to Jesus. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." That verse has been an anchor for us. Every choice I make, from the math program to the read-alouds, is part of that training. We believe that education isn't just about academics, it's discipleship. It's about forming both the mind and the heart. So for this coming school year, we're once again using the Good and the Beautiful curriculum for a lot of our subjects. We've been using them for years, and I just keep coming back because I love how everything is designed to be uplifting, high quality, and aligned with the values we hold as a family. From the literature to the science units to handwriting, and every piece is created with character building and beauty in mind. There's nothing I have to screen ahead of time. I know I can trust it. Philippians 4:8 says, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, think about such things." And that's exactly the kind of learning environment we try to build at home. Now I'm going to walk you through what we are using. I'm genuinely excited about this upcoming school year. We have used this curriculum as our main spine for 6 years now. We've been using bits and pieces for 8 years total now, and I just love how it reflects the beauty of creation, strong character values, and clean content I can trust. Okay, now let's walk through what we're using. Here is all of our curriculum laid out here on the dining room table. It looks like a lot, and it is, but I am homeschooling 5 students this coming year. It's very exciting, and I want to dive into some of this amazing curriculum with you. This half of the table is mostly family subjects, so we will start there. This is the history that we are using. This is a brand new course from The Good and the Beautiful. This history course will be 4 years. So here we have year 1. This is the course book, and it comes with a maps and images book, as well as the history stories book, which is really fun. It's just a bunch of different books in this one book, and the lessons prompt you when to get these out and read them. But something that's really cool is that the app, the Good and the Beautiful Homeschool app, has audio versions of this. So you don't even have to read it to your kids. They can look at the pictures and listen to the audio book, which we have been loving. We've actually already started the history course, and we plan to do it throughout the summer. And then next school year, we're gonna have a big focus on science. And then here are the timeline tunnel review cards, just some different flashcards to help go over the things that we've been learning in the course book. Then each student gets one of these timeline books, and this is a book that you use for all 4 years of the course. And it's really neat because the kids can put stickers on as we learn about each time period. And it's just been really fun so far. They've really enjoyed looking, and kind of just seeing history mapped out in this way has been really good for understanding the different time periods. And what makes us able to do this history as a family is that each child has their own level activity book. So my younger 2, K through 2, are doing this history activity book, which is just a lot of coloring and cutting and pasting, and the pictures just really go and tie in with the lessons really well. There's some like seek and find and things like that. This is a really nice activity book. It's very thick, and the kids have been enjoying that. And then I have 2 in grades 3 through 6, so they've been using this activity book. There's a total of 60 lessons in year 1 of the history. It's very colorful, great pictures. And then I have 1 that is using the 7th and 8th grade, which they have extra reading that they do and activities that they do for the 7th and 8th graders. So it really expands the history lesson and gives them more because they're ready for more at that age. So you can just see how beautiful the artwork is, and it's been really fun. I think we're on lesson 9 or 10, and we've really been enjoying it so far, and I'm really excited to get through this and see when they release year number 2. I'm really loving this so far. As a Catholic family, it's hard to find history programs that aren't anti-Catholic, and I feel like this one has been really good, and we've been loving it. So since we are doing history over the summer, it will leave more room for science during the school year. So typically, The Good and the Beautiful recommends doing 2 lessons per week of science, and they do their science in unit studies that are family style. So usually if you're doing history and science at the same time, you'll do 2 lessons a week, and that's enough to do about 3 units per school year. So hopefully we'll get through all of these units and get even more, because there's a bunch of different unit studies that the kids are interested in and really excited about. We got their most sought after ones that the kids really were interested in. So reptiles, amphibians, and fish is one of them. I believe there is about 12 lessons in each science book. So this one will be really fun to learn about. The boys are especially excited about this. I know one of my kids wants to get like a gecko, and so learning about reptiles is going to be really exciting for him. So we'll go through this together, and then just like the history, each child gets their own activity book. So we have grades K through 2 activity books, grades 3 through 6 activity books, and then grades 7 and 8. And just like history, the 7th and 8th graders have a little bit more that they read with each lesson than the 3rd through 6th graders. So I love the layout of their science, and it's just been really fun to do together as a family. Lots of fun discussions. With their science units, they also have optional book packs. So we always like to get the book packs and use them as read alouds, and there's just always so much more information, and it kind of helps to tie in what we're learning in the science lesson into real life, whether it's through like a story or just more of like a facts book. So it's been really fun to be able to get all these science books and add these to our home library. Look at the pictures, they're just so beautiful. Oh man, there's the gecko. My son wants to get one for a pet. We also got paleontology, which my younger boys are really excited about. My daughter's excited about it too. She's always loved learning about dinosaurs. So here we have the course book and the student workbooks, as well as the book pack. So one of these books is meant for the 7th and 8th grade level, and then the rest are kind of just for all of the grades together. And then they do not have activity books for the paleontology, but they do have an entire bones and stones curriculum, science curriculum for levels like K through 3, I believe it's guided towards. So this is a really fun one, and even my older kids love to participate in this. And my 7th and 8th grader even has fun playing teacher and taking over with the lessons for this grade level. So this is the bones and stones, which we will probably do in conjunction at the same time with the paleontology unit. So in the parent guide, it tells you in certain lessons to read some of the science stories, which bring the lessons to life in a story form again. And I think some of these have audio as well as just reading them aloud as a family. Such cute pictures and super engaging stories for the kids. And the last science unit, which I'm really excited about, is the birds study, and my daughter is too. I think we're gonna love this. This one is all about birds, and it's just full of amazing photos and tons of information on all different types of birds. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And we have chickens, backyard chickens, and bird feeders, so this will really help us to learn a lot this school year. So with the birds, we have activity books for grades K through 2. And then we have the 3 through 6 and the 7th and 8th. All the kids will have an activity book for the bird study. And then my older 3, I got a bird watching notebook, which I think will be fun to bring outside, and it guides you on how to notebook about different birds that you identify outside. You can draw pictures of them and talk about facts, list all the birds you've seen. So I think this will be really fun for the kids to use. We live in the middle of the woods, so this will be perfect, and I'm sure we'll see lots of birds. And this is the book pack that is optional for the bird unit study. And I just love that they have these book packs. So it really just adds so much to the curriculum, I feel like. And then along with the bird unit study, we've got this Snatch a Birds of Prey game. So I think we'll have a lot of fun with this card game. Along the lines of science, but not quite a unit study, are these nature notebooks. So I got my 3 older kids a nature notebook. This is a very thick notebook, and I was already flipping through it earlier, and I think it's gonna be so much fun. It's broken down for each season. So there are fall, I believe it starts in the fall, maybe not, I can't remember, but spring, winter, okay, wait. Does it start in, oh, it does start with fall. So you can just take it outside with you, put a little blanket down, and fill out this journal each season. I think this is going to be really fun and give the children a love for nature and just be able to observe things in a whole new way with the added element of writing it down in a nature notebook. So I'm really excited about these. I want to pause and just say this. If you're feeling overwhelmed about choosing curriculum or planning your year, you're not alone. We don't have to do it perfectly. We just need to be faithful in the little things. It's okay if your day doesn't look like a Pinterest board. What matters is that you keep showing up, pointing your kids to Jesus, and doing it all with love. And just a quick side note, The Good and the Beautiful is doing their summer reading program again and is giving away 125,000 free books. That's how we've found some of our favorite series. I'll link it in the description box if you want to grab one for your kids. This is the perfect time to order so you can get those free book packs. Now what's left on the table is more of their individual learning, the language arts and math, and a couple of different electives for each of the children that I have. So I will go through by each child. So this is what I have for my preschooler who is very interested in getting started with school. So the preschool program comes with these 3 items together. You get the preschool course book, which is 90 lessons, and then you get the folder activities, which is just a lot of different games and flashcards that are super interactive and fun in this awesome folder. So I think there's like 10 games or something in here that you play as you go throughout the course. And then there are additional practice sheets in here, as well as letter crafts that you do throughout the course. So we have used this will be my 3rd child that has gone through the Good and the Beautiful preschool course. And I have multiple children that have learned to read using the Good and the Beautiful alone. And it's just been such a fun, interactive course that I am so excited to begin this with my upcoming preschooler. So this is 90 lessons, and I mean, I'll do probably at least 3 days a week with him. But if we do end up getting through the entire preschool course, I will start him with the kindergarten prep course, which is only 30 lessons. This comes with some really good cutouts, flashcards, and a couple other games in the back that you punch out. And then the rest of it is just in the course. And this is really solidifying the letter sounds, the vowels, and starting to read short sounds and blending. So this will be a great year of school for this little guy. And then in addition to those course books, we have the pre-writing book, which he's already been working on. And this is just a really fun way to get them with their pencil grip and learning how to write. Here is what I am using for my upcoming kindergartner. So first we have the language arts, which comes with this book as well as this set of little books. So in here we have little readers that are so short and sweet, just to reinforce what they're learning in the lesson. And then these booster cards are really fun to practice their skills, and then once they master it, there are stickers in the back that they get to place, which has always been a favorite of my kids. I've gone through many of these reading booster cards. And then here is the course book itself, which I love that it includes phonics, writing, reading, grammar and punctuation, spelling, literature, and even geography and art, all in one course, all in short lessons that are really easy to teach, but super thorough. So it makes it so easy on the teacher, but it still challenges the student. So when you open to a lesson, it reminds you here that you should be on card 15 in this book. It tells you up here if you need any additional items. For this lesson, you need a spoon. And then it tells you exactly what to do, and you place a check mark and you just go through the lesson. It tells you exactly what to say, and you just place a check mark, and it's been really fun. I've been loving this. I've actually done this course book with 3 kids already. The artwork is so pretty that I have even framed some of it and used it as decor because the artwork in these books are just so pretty. So I really loved this course and it's been fantastic for our family. So that is the language arts that I'm doing with my kindergartner. And then he also has a handwriting book. So this gets into more of actually forming letters, whereas the doodle one is just kind of writing lines and pencil grip. And then we also have Math K, which comes with the course book and this cute little box of manipulatives. I have used this a lot, but this is my first time with this like magnetic flat box. And it comes with these die and these little cars, which have been a favorite for us. And counting sticks and little game pawns because there's tons of different fun games to play here in the Math K. And this is a spiral math program, which has been great for us. It really reinforces the concepts and they are learning so much. Calendar, telling time, coins, as well as just basic math. There's even logic, and it just really brings numbers to life. So we love, love, love the Good and the Beautiful math program. Here is what we are using for my rising second grader. He is on level 1 of the language arts course, which again comes with the reading booster cards as well as a box set of books. These books obviously are getting a little bit more challenging, but still include really cute pictures and engaging stories that reinforce what they are learning in the lessons. So I believe each box set comes with 20 of these little books. Same concept with the booster cards. They practice and then they get a sticker. This one is more of an underwater theme, whereas the other one was more of just like a forest theme. So I think it's cute how they do that too. And then here is the course book itself. It's laid out just like the other one I showed you in beautiful art, beautiful stories, artist study. It's been really, really good. We've learned so much from these together as a family. And something that's really neat is they also have a free letter tiles app. So sometimes in the lesson, it will guide you to pull out that app and then they will spell these words directly on the app. And it just makes it interactive and fun for them. And even with the reading booster, there also are games that are on their free letter app that reinforce, and I find that those really help solidify the concepts that they're learning with the reading booster card. And then he is on level 2 of the handwriting, and it's getting a little bit more challenging here, and you can tell the book is bigger. I think that once they get to level 1, it's a full-size book. Hi, honey. And we have Math 2 here, which comes with the math box as well as the course book. This math box has some fun things inside, a clock, some play money, different little shapes and die and planes. So this one's really fun and exciting too. And very colorful, interactive math lessons that don't take very long. There's unit assessments throughout the book. I believe each book is 4 units and they assess around every 30 lessons or so. And these courses are a total of 120 lessons. So if you do 4 lessons a week, it will bring you throughout the whole school year. Here is what I have for my oldest son, who is going to be starting level 4 of the language arts curriculum. This is their older version. They are working to redo it, but it's still very thorough. We've done this level with my daughter, and again, it just has beautiful artwork throughout, unit studies, and different artwork that they do. So in this course, they focus on oil pastels, so the child gets to make their own artwork and it guides them through that. Just look how beautiful that painting is. I love that they incorporate art study in the course. It just makes things so nice. And also look at this, some geography. So with this course, There are different things they memorize that are in the beginning of the unit, so they will work on that with me. And then a lot of this is self-led. So let's see here. It gives a little box here for the parent teacher to check off, and then the student works very independently on the rest of the lesson. So along with the language arts book is a spelling and writing book, and I think it's every other lesson they do spelling or a writing project. So both of these together are for the level 4, and then it also has these 2 readers, a personal reader with different stories in one book, and then this one has been really fun for us to learn about different biographies of different people. He is on level 5, so this is a big focus on cursive handwriting, and we have used only the Good and the Beautiful handwriting since we started homeschooling, and my children have great handwriting, especially their cursive. It's always really pretty, and I love how their handwriting always prompts them to do a little drawing or some sort of artwork on the page too. It makes it fun and kind of breaks up the monotony of just copying writing. And something new that we want to start with him this year is typing. So they have a typing course. I believe they have 3 or 4 letter levels, and it teaches them how to type, how to sit, and then as they do each lesson, there are stickers in the back to place on the pages as they finish each lesson. So that will be fun. And then he will be doing Math 4 from the Good and the Beautiful. This is the first level of math that is self-directed. So in their lesson, they have a QR code, which will bring them to a video lesson, and then they do it independently, and then I just check their work. So a funny story about his math. So he did kindergarten, 1st grade, and 2nd grade with the Good and the Beautiful, and then for 3rd grade, I decided to try something different, and he did a really good job. He got a good grade in that different curriculum. It was a different brand altogether. But when I went to go do a placement test to put him in level 4, he did not pass it. So it really left gaps in his math learning by switching curriculum, and I totally regret switching him. So he's actually doing level 3 of the Good and the Beautiful math over the summer so that we can get him back on track with this program, because I just love it and I think it's so good. So like I said, this is the first level where they're doing the math lessons on their own, but they do need it graded. So daily I will use this answer key and I will grade his work. And then along with the course book, there's also mental math that I do with him before he starts his lesson as just kind of like a little warm-up. It's just a short little box for each lesson where you're asking them easy mental math things to do, and then they complete it as they go. And it's kind of fun because they place a sticker after they do 5 mental maths, and by the end of it they have this cool map that they've made, and they get to read a choose your own story in the back. So it's really cool how they do that, and they add some literature right into the math program. I love that. So since I have it, this is the level 3 of the Good and the Beautiful math. This is parent-led. This is the last grade level that is parent-led, and this is the last one that has a math box. I have their old math box here, and this is the wooden one, which is actually like harder to work with, and yeah, so it comes with all these fun little manipulatives, a tape measure, this little white dry erase board for calendar and weather. So yeah, that's math 3, just so you could see, and then I also have the answer key just to make grading super easy. And these are the items that we've picked out for my oldest daughter. So she is doing level 6 of the language arts course, and just like the other language arts courses from The Good and the Beautiful, it includes geography and art and vocabulary, and then the older grades of course have writing and spelling, poetry, and all sorts of amazing things that they learn, all included in one lesson. So this is very self-directed. There's just few things that I do with her when she starts her lesson, and then the rest of the lesson she does on her own. So for levels 5 through 7 of the language arts from The Good and the Beautiful, it comes with these geography and grammar cards. I haven't taken these apart, but it basically shows the different states that they memorize and just different parts of speech that they memorize using flashcards. So it directs her when to use these cards in the lesson to practice and learn those, and they have to have them all mastered by the time they're finished with level 7. And then I did get the answer key for level 6 too, just to make grading easy. And I always try to grade her work as soon as she's done with it, or at least the same day. That way I can give her feedback, and it just really shows that I appreciate the work that she's doing. So then the readers that go along with the level 6 course is Little Lord Fauntleroy. I don't know how to say that. Fauntleroy? Little Lord Fauntleroy. I'm gonna have to learn how to say that before she starts, because she's probably gonna have a hard time pronouncing it well too. But she absolutely loves reading. She just loves reading so much, and I really attribute it to The Good and the Beautiful and all of the amazing literature that she has read so far doing these courses. She just has a huge love for good books, and I owe it all to The Good and the Beautiful. So this is the level 6 reader too, which she's prompted when to read this in the course. So that is her language arts, and she doesn't love writing. She loves reading, like I said, but writing is something that she's not a huge fan of, as far as like writing, you know, essays and things like that. She's great at handwriting, but I got her this creative writing notebook because I read on the website that this helps students that are reluctant writers to kind of brainstorm and practice their writing skills. So this is just like a little extra that I got for her, and I think she's going to enjoy doing that, and I hope that it helps her have a love of writing too. And she is doing level 7 of the handwriting course, and this is the last level of handwriting that The Good and the Beautiful has, mastering cursive. She has been doing The Good and the Beautiful handwriting since she was in kindergarten. And like I said, her handwriting is just, it's so good. She enjoys it. And throughout the book, it just gives you nice quotes, little Bible verses, and she's learning along with practicing handwriting, which I love. She is going to be starting typing 2. It's just like typing 1. Each lesson you place a sticker as you complete it. So you can see what she's going to be learning to type, how advanced it gets. Not too advanced, but great practice to learn proper form and all that. And here's the stickers in the back. And she will be doing Math 6 for the Simply Good and Beautiful Math, which has 2 course books. And I also have the answer key, which they do offer the answer key as a free PDF. And they also offer all of their language arts and math curriculum totally free. And all you have to do is print it at home. So if you are struggling with budget, or you just want to test it out, that is a great way to do it, by downloading the free courses. I've done that certain years, but I really feel like it's such an affordable price as it is to just buy the course book. It makes it way more simple than printing. I even have a great printer that's super efficient and economical, but I just prefer to buy the books. I feel like they're such good prices and they have such a good mission that I don't mind spending. You know, I think this course is maybe like $50 or so. So it's really not bad compared to other math curriculum for what you get. And this is laid out Very similar to Math 4 where it is self-directed. So they do a little warm-up and then they have the QR code which they watch the video lesson, and the mental math is included in the actual lesson that they do on their own. So I love how it slowly helps the child become more independent with their learning. So Math K through 3rd is led by the teacher, and then Math 4 and 5, they have the teacher doing the mental math with them, and then by the time they're in level 6, they're doing really all of it on their own, and then you're just grading it. And of course, being available to help them with whatever they need, but it's just very self-directed, and it still includes all the good and beautiful pictures that this curriculum is well known for. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of our curriculum for next school year from The Good and the Beautiful. When we switched to The Good and the Beautiful 6 years ago, it really just switched our whole homeschool dynamic, and it brought the joy back into learning from the previous curriculum we were using. It was just such a drag, and it was something that we really didn't love. So The Good and the Beautiful changed that for our homeschool, and we just absolutely love this curriculum. I do use some other resources from different curriculum brands that I will share in an upcoming video, maybe towards the fall, like towards the end of the summer, so that you can see other things that we use, but this has definitely been the main spine. I was praying about what to do this year because I had considered trying a different curriculum that was going to be free for me. But right the same day that I was praying about what to do, was feeling kind of uneasy about making the switch, really wanted to stay with The Good and the Beautiful, but wasn't sure because of finances and everything. I needed something different. The Good and the Beautiful reached out to me that exact same day and offered me to become one of their affiliates. So even though I'm now an affiliate, which is like a dream come true for The Good and the Beautiful, this has been something that we've used and loved and spent our own money on year after year for 6 years now. So thanks for watching this portion. I'll have all of the links down below if you'd like to purchase anything from them. This is the perfect time to do so because they're offering that free summer reading program, the free books, and you can get free shipping as well if you order 5 of the books from the bookshop. So great literature, something that we've loved for a long time, and I think you will too. So that is the majority of our curriculum for the upcoming school year. I will share the rest of what I purchased throughout this summer in a video closer to the start of fall, but I am so excited for what God is going to do in our home this year through the lessons, the conversations, the little light bulb moments, and most of all through the quiet growth of faith in our children's hearts. Psalm 127:3 says, "Children are a heritage from the Lord," and I truly believe homeschooling is one of the ways we steward that gift well. If you're planning your homeschool year too, I'd love to hear what you're using or praying through. Let's encourage each other. As we plan our homeschool year, let's not lose sight of our highest calling, not just to educate, but to disciple. The world will teach our kids something. Let's make sure it's God's truth they're learning at home. 3 John 1:4 says, "I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth." That's the goal. Not perfect kids, not perfect grades, but children who know and love Jesus. Even if you are not a homeschool mom, it's important for you to teach your children the faith at home. Don't rely on the public school system or even the private school setting to be the only teachers of your children. You have the most influence on them, and you are their best and first teacher. So pour into them in those little moments that you have with them throughout the day and on the weekend, and even throughout the summer. Some of the curriculum from The Good and the Beautiful would be perfect for summer learning to keep their minds sharp and their hearts focused on Jesus. I want to thank you for watching this video today, and if it's helped you in some way, I'd love for you to share your thoughts with me in the comments. God bless you, and remember to glorify God in your simple everyday.